right there in the barracks. So I did. I can tell you, while I was down on the south end, um, I did see other hangars um, that were occasionally open on two separate occasions. Both it was the same one, both times, and from my angle, which was not good, um, I could see nothing inside of it. If there was anything inside of it, it was further back. Um, but there did not appear to be a large presence of security around it. Um, there, it appeared there was some kind of work going on there, construction wise, maybe like with wood, like building something inside. I'm not sure. Renovating something, maybe just making it accommodate whatever. I don't know. It did not appear to be a big deal. Also, during these sessions, is where I met two more people from my branch of the military, officers. We didn't get real close or too chatty, but an interesting thing is that not only would we work very closely together in the very near future, back at the respective branches of our military, but a while later, I would become very familiar with one of these officers as we would end up working together in a completely different environment. Him and I, over the years, would go on to become very good friends. But at that particular point, that is when we first met. So the sixth day we have off, the seventh day, we're picked up much later. The seventh, that day and the next 3 days, the times vary greatly. They weren't long days, but that work day was inserted at various times of the day. We went out to a range. It was the same range each day. We drove out there. I'm not going to tell you right where it was, or I guess I could tell you how long we drove and what direction. I'm just not going to do that though. There was nothing specifically interesting about it, but I can tell you it's been used before. There was modest accommodations, large awning. There's a very large generator, the kind you pull behind a trailer. Porta potties, water cooler, tables, chairs set up. All this under like a awning, large, supported, like a roof with no sides. We drove out there in an element of vehicles. Everybody from the other part continued on to this part. It was at different times though, and the reason is because there was other. Well, I mean, I don't know, but like there was other logistical concerns that needed to be dealt with, other moving parts, not on location, and it was coordinated elsewhere. So that would determine our duty time during those 4 days. We would not break while we were out there, but the work day was not long. So we spent 4 days doing range activity. I should note that during the whole entire time, my team leader and I, we were not aware of our role in the project at all. The situation was, you're here to learn this, and we did. Um, Honestly, that was good enough. That happens sometimes, but we had no idea what we were doing there, or what we were going to do afterwards, why we were there, why us, why nothing. We would find all that out, but at the time, I didn't know any of it. Come to find out, my team leader, the orders came down to my company commander to assemble a team, which is 2 people, for this training. For this training, the senior team leader that was available was my team leader, and my company commander picked him, and my team leader, the team leader asked for me, and the company manager said fine, and that was pretty much it. Um, at that time, nobody really knew much more. That's all my company commander knew at the time, but I didn't know that until later. Um, after 4 days of the range, um, that ended, and we didn't know what was next. It wasn't presented to us what was next, other than our airman. When he collected us on the last day, he told us to just stand by. Um, so we did. The whole next day, um, well, we stood by the rest of that day, and the whole next day, we did not have contact on that level with anyone. The whole next day was essentially a day off. The day after that, we were summoned by the airman. We were in the dining facility. He came in. He's like, "Hey, I'm going to wait for you guys outside. Come on when you're done." We finished up. We went with him, and we were brought back over to the shop where we had been. We took a slightly different approach to get to the shop this time than we had previously, and I seen a section that I had not been through. That was the one and only time I had been through this particular section. Again, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing particularly interesting. I was able to find out why I had the day off prior. What they had done was after this was completed, they brought everybody in that had been there, and the people that had done the presentation, it was 2 senior Air Force people, a couple civilians, and a guy. Well, I really don't know if they were civilians, but they were technical people on that level from outside, and a government guy. They brought us in, and by ourselves, or well, my team leader and I were together, but there was none of the other people. They brought us in and basically told us the floor was open. Anything we wanted to talk about, now was the time. Questions, concerns, constructive input. They were very interested, and it was an open floor.